timeless victory for the damage Darren Elkins over Darrick Minner. We talked about it very briefly in the photo collection, AJ, but Darren Elkins did what I said he would do, and I picked Minner to win the fight, but I said Darren Elkins, his best attribute is his toughness, and that's literally what it was. He basically says, punch me 1,000,000 times until you get tired, and then I'm going to destroy you. And that's what he does every single time. He was really hurt in the first round, though, man. Minner really hurt him in that first round. I thought that Minner actually had a submission locked in on him. I thought it was going to be game over. But at the end of the day, man, Darren Elkins did what Darren Elkins does, and I don't know, man. This dude is a timeless legend, and it's the hardest to try to deal with these type of fighters because he's 37 years old. He keeps winning. This is his second win in a row since losing 4 straight. And just when you thought he was done, just like Andrei Arlovsky, just when you thought he was done, he comes back and he says, no way, man. You got to kill me to get me out of here. But he's probably in that gatekeeper role, man, because you know the man's not going to be fighting for any championship at 145 pounds. But if the man loves to fight, the man loves to fight, and he shows that he has cardio for days. I want to ask you this, AJ. Is Darren Elkins the 145-pound equivalent? Because I'm blanking on what weight class this man was in, but is he the modern-day 145-pound equivalent of Clay Guida?
Yeah, I would agree. That's pretty spot on, man. Clay Guida is a hell of a wrestler, hell of a gatekeeper, has a hell of a chin, and loves to get in those bloody, dirty fights. And that's what we saw with Darren Elkins, man. He looked really, really good. Minner looked really, really good until he didn't, where Darren Elkins was kind of getting pieced up. He's getting bloodied up, getting controlled on the ground. And I think where Darrick Minner lost this fight is he wasn't listening to his coaches. He felt that first guillotine, that first front choke get kind of locked in, where Elkins was able to roll and sprawl and get away from it. But Minner felt that first one get locked up and thought, I'm going to choke this dude out. Nobody submits Elkins. Nobody does it. I'm going to do it. Started hunting that like crazy and ended up paying the full price once his arms gassed out. But man, yeah, Darren Elkins is definitely on that road to be that gatekeeper, just like Clay Guida. And that was actually a pretty spot on call right there, Darrick.
Yeah, man. I will say this, that it's kind of tough because when you have a cheat code in your corner in James Krause over there at Glory MMA, you should probably listen to him, right? You know, it'd probably be in your best interest because that's the thing. Here's the thing, right? You always hear in terms of coaching, people would say, I'd rather have someone who has never been introduced to the sport before, who is completely raw versus somebody who's been doing it for 10 years and I got to break all their bad habits, because that seems like this is what this fight took place as. Like Darrick Minner just had the instinct of, nope, I'm going to go. I felt it. I'm just going to go. And lost him the fight, man, because 1,000,000 other people have tried that against Elkins and 1,000,000 other people have failed. Elkins said it himself. He was like, listen, man, like there's nobody more durable in the UFC than me. I'm going to be one of the toughest dudes. And eventually in the second round, once he started doing, because it was crazy, the sprawls, man, the pace of this fight was crazy. But he was saying after, a while into the second round, I just started to feel him wilt. I broke him. And that's a dangerous thing to do. And that's one of my favorite things about fighters is when they're just able to break their opponent mentally and physically to where they just don't want to fight anymore. And you saw Minner after the TKO stoppage where he took like 40 strikes unanswered, right? So first off, Mark Smith, I love you, man. You know what I mean? Great referee, but come on, bro. 40 unanswered strikes, and he was just looking like, all right, you got to do something. And he's like, bro, there's nothing he can do. He was in a crucifix. Literally, Elkins put him in a crucifix, man. But all that aside, huge win for the damaged Darren Elkins, man. We'll talk about matchmaking in a second, but I did just want to note that Darren the Damage Elkins now has the second most victories behind Max Holloway's 17 wins in 145-pound history for the UFC. He has 15 victories in the UFC, and he has 10 fights that he has won where he has been the underdog in the UFC alone. So it's like, come on, man. Myself included, got to stop doubting Darren Elkins. But then again, who knows? The next fight could be where we go right back to where we thought. You know what I'm saying? Where we thought the trajectory of the career is going. That was an underdog victory and a performance of the night. And I forgot to mention, but Adrian Yanez, he also got a performance of the night bonus as well.